What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Saturday, August 27, 2022, and this is a very special live stream that I am doing. Before y'all go ahead and leave your comments, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button before you even leave one comment in this chat. After you do that, please go ahead and share this stream on your social media platforms. I would definitely greatly appreciate you doing that. Trying to get as many people in here as possible to discuss this video. Definitely trying to get as many people in here as possible. And if you are also new to the channel, make sure y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure that your bell is turned on so you will be notified every time I go live or upload a new video. I pretty much upload my videos in a Premiere format, so it's almost feeling like every video is alive in a sense. But this one right here is definitely a real-time live. I will not put this video behind the paywall, meaning it's not going to go on Patreon like I would usually do my other live streams. I won't put it on the members only like I do my Freestyle Fridays. This is going to stay up. Like I say, my special live streams like this one are going to stay up on the channel where everyone can visibly see it. Because as y'all know, I don't go live on Saturdays. My live days are usually on Fridays, I should say. But let's see, who do we have in here so far? Nikki the God, Still Rain, Black King 1988. Oh, he said it's Santi Wall. Hey, what's good? It's been a while since I've seen anything from your channel. I'm glad you announced who it was. 25 Kid, Bernice Jones, S Mind, Brian Howard, Steve Alhala, Mac, Dina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you are all here. Oh, before I actually really continue going forward, I had meant to say this yesterday in my live stream because someone had asked me this because I had put up a poll asking, how do y'all receive my videos? How do y'all watch them? Do y'all mainly watch them on your computer or laptop or on your mobile devices? Of course, overwhelmingly, and I'm not surprised of you said on your mobile devices. And someone had asked why. I said I just wanted to see how you to know how y'all consume my content the most, but also because I always say to make sure you have your notifications turned on your mobile devices. But knowing that I have my videos in a Premiere format, another way that you can have to get notified whenever I upload a new video or go live is whenever you see the video up on the page, because before it premieres you always see the thumbnail and it says, oh, this video is going to premiere at this time, or this person is going to go live at this time. In the bottom right corner is going to have a square that says notification on. Click that notification button in the bottom right corner of the thumbnail and you'll get notified. I know this works because I tested on my videos. I actually tested on this live, and when I went live, this notification came right to my phone afterwards, after almost like about 10 seconds after I went live. So if you don't get notified via the bell, even though the bell is on, or even if you have the bell on, just go ahead and click that notification button so you'll be notified that way as well. It's almost like a backup. And shout out to Blacklight Revelations, Rob over at Blacklight Revelations. He says, keep up the good work. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the super chat. And shout out to you because he talked about this on his channel. And if y'all haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to his channel. His channel is right there, Blacklight Revelations 2. He talked about this on his channel. I believe it was yesterday. But I will be giving my piece about it today. So let's see who else is coming here. Crystal Smith, Ren McKinley, and DSB. Currently says I have 70 people, but I'm on StreamYard. StreamYards and YouTube says 2 different numbers. So I could be high on one end and low on the other. I don't know. I don't know why they don't line up. Yeah. I'm going to get started in a few more minutes. I'm just going to wait for some more people to come on in. Black King 1988, he said, what's your Cash App? I'll put it in the chat. There it is right there in the chat. Latoria, hey, what's going on, Latoria? Sherelle, Tabro, Derek. Black King said, I'm subscribing now. Cool. Janesta, how are you? He said, you're at work right now, just listening. Okay, cool. We're going to be here for a little bit. We're going to break this thing down. I had enough time and watched enough people to see what their takes on this was, but now I'm going to give my take on this situation. Latoya said, at work listening in, cool. I'm glad everybody is here. I know it's a Saturday evening. I know some people like Janesta is at work and Latoya is at work. I know other people might just be doing whatever right now. Y'all could be anywhere right now on this Saturday evening, but y'all are choosing to listen to me right now. I definitely appreciate it. This has been a very heavily discussed topic for the last couple of days. Jab Bad, peace to you. Masterful Chords Incorporated. Sherelle, are you live right now? Yeah, I'm live right now on a Saturday. I'm like I said, I usually don't go live on Saturdays. My live days are usually Fridays, but I had to go live today. I would have talked about this yesterday, but yesterday was my Freestyle Friday, and I always want to keep that dedicated just to my subscribers. So I didn't want to switch that up. So that's why I'm going live today. Now, like I said, if this was like a week ago, this live that you're getting right now today would have happened last Friday. Pinky JYB, how are you doing? To bro said, I'm glad you got this message about Corey. The thing is, who didn't get it? Who didn't get it? That's the question. Jay Barrett, salute to you. Massive, of course, says Fort Worth, Texas. I'm guessing that's where you're at. Shout out to Fort Worth. Give it about 3 more minutes. I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna start with my take on this. Pinky J Webber asks, how am I doing? I'm doing great. I am doing excellent. Yes, follow what Jay Barrett just said. Get them likes up. Like the minute that you came in, you should have hit that like button before you put anything in this chat, unless you hit that like button before the live got started. Sherelle Brown said, I like that live setup you have. I appreciate it. It's real simple. It's real simple, but I appreciate it. Still Rain said, I'm out of Columbus, Ohio, on social media. It's all about that anti-straight black male life. Jay Bear says 70 likes but 95 in the chat. And see, that's the thing. Like I said, it's so inaccurate because I said on StreamYards, it shows 100, but for y'all, it shows 95. Just like now on YouTube, it says 101, and on StreamYards, it says 99. That's why I saw it. The metric is so off. It's not, they're not together. Zaire, what's going on? Exalted Georgia Aborigine. Peace to you. You said from Perth, Western Australia. Wow, I have somebody all the way on the other side of the world watching me right now. I can imagine what time is it in Australia, if you can tell me. What time is it in Australia? I know, because I know y'all are in the next day. I know y'all are into Sunday right now. Devin Saul's evening. Taurean Raymond Jr. called out Twitch for playing favorites and being sets against men in the same format Corey did. Corey really did start something. Yeah, and it's funny you say that because I actually just caught wind of that one today. What you just mentioned. I just caught wind of that today. And I think I saw somebody react to that today, as a matter of fact. Now, that one was very, very interesting to say the least. I said that one might be just as bad, if not worse. But I think I might, if I do talk about it, that'll be a separate stream. 6:09 a.m. on a Sunday. Okay, so you're 10 hours ahead. Cool. All right. It is currently 6:10 p.m. and we're going to go ahead now and get started into this thing. But before I do that, let me go. First off, let me share the screen right quick. I'm going to enlarge this. Now, before I actually get really into it, put a 1 in the chat if you have heard of CoryxKenshin. Like before this whole thing happened, put a 1 in the chat if you heard of this YouTuber that you see on your screen right now. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 1, so a lot of people were familiar with him. Cool. Now, what I want you to do is put a 2 in the chat if you've already seen this video. Put a 2 in the chat if you've already seen this video before I go and start to dissect it. Oh, 12 hours. My bad. I got my time mixed up. It's 12 hours. I'm sorry. I was talking about, for those who not know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the time between the difference between here and Australia. Thank you, Jad Bad, for correcting me. Okay, cool. I just had to ask that because I just wanted to see if people were familiar with who he was and familiar with the incident at hand. But for those of you who don't know, CoryxKenshin, he is a very popular Black YouTuber. He has over 14 million subscribers. He actually currently is at 14.2. When he made this video, he was at 14.1. And then after this incident, it shot his subscribers up to a few more, up to 14.2. I'll put it that way. And he recently came out and made this video addressing YouTube. As you can see, it says YouTube racism and favoritism in something that happened with his channel. Well, not so much his channel, but a particular gaming video that he did. And I don't want to go too much into that. That's like as far as I'm gonna go with it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start to break this down. This video is 13 minutes and 57 seconds long, and we're going to go ahead and dissect the entire thing. And one thing I like about being a person, like a person who is a content creator on this platform, is this is going to give people an insight who don't know how YouTube actually really works. So they'll get a kind of like an insight into how the inner workings, as far as you can go anyway, where YouTube is at. What's going on, Sean from the Shy, aka the auntie of the channel? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing rip. Oh, and this is going to be a lot of stopping and going. I'm not going to play it all the way through and then come all the way back. So just giving y'all a heads up right now, because some of these trolls be so mad when I be doing those stop and goes. I had one that tried to come for me on one of the videos that I did. Of course, they have since then been blocked, but y'all already know how I do over here.
I'm going to try my best to articulate this video as thoroughly, as plainly, as eloquently as possible. I don't want there to be any lost context. I don't want to just look like I'm coming out of nowhere having a temper tantrum because these things are happening. The allegations I am levying towards YouTube are extremely serious, and I'm taking this video extremely seriously. YouTube, you guys either play favorites, you are racist, or it's a mix of the two.
Based on what he just said right there, what do you think it falls under out of the three that he mentioned? He said YouTube either plays favorites, it's racist, or all three. Put a 1 for favoritism, a 2 for racism, or a 3 for a combination of both. A 1 for favoritism, a 2 for racism, or a 3 for a combination of the two. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 3s. I'm seeing some 2s. I'm seeing a lot of 3s, and I'm a lot of 3s. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna agree with y'all and say the 3, definitely the 3, and he's gonna go into why that is. Uh, as the video continues to move, go forward.
These are the three options, YouTube. Which one is it? Here's my proof. I've been doing YouTube a long time, okay? I never want to be that guy. Oh, it's because I'm black. Oh, these issues are happening because I'm black.
Let me stop it right there. And Rob, if you're still in the chat, I feel like I'm piggybacking off of what you were talking about yesterday when you addressed this situation, where at this point right here, he said that he doesn't want to be that guy. I hate to break it to you, Corey, but you have to be that guy. I am that guy. Rob at Blacklight Revelations is that guy. PBT is that guy. TBA is that guy. Who else am I? Harvey at Your World is that guy. If you are a black man in America, you're always going to be that guy. And let me just remind you, before I even give y'all the response, put in the chat how old, just by looking at his face, how old do you think Corey is? Put it now, Rob. Don't you put anything in the chat because you already know because you found out yesterday. Put a number in the chat to guess how old Corey is. Latoria said 30. Cricket said 30. Diana 35. Ironwood said 30. 30. 33 30s. 36 30. 28. Corey 32. 27. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Beautiful. Hold on. Beautiful Preach got it right first. He is 29. CoryxKenshin, the YouTuber that you see on your screen, is 29 years of age. He just has a very youthful look to him, to the point where in some cases, some people might think he's younger, especially since he has a vastly younger audience because he does gaming. But he is 29 years of age. Keep that in mind as we continue to go forward with this video. It's the reason why I had wanted to know how old he was.
There have been certain situations that I looked at kind of funny. I said, it could be because of that, but nah, I ain't gonna. I'm not trying to press that. I don't want to build that narrative around my YouTube channel. This time, I can no longer let it slide.
Let me pause it right there. I told you it's going to be a lot of stop and go with this. He said, this time I can't let it slide, which speaks to me and everyone else who probably has watched this, well, at least with the kind of eye that I have and people like Rob at Blacklight Revelations has, or even TD Hip Hop Media, because they both reacted to this. When he said he can no longer be silent or quiet about this, that speaks to me that he has experienced this before in the past, in which, as this video goes on, you're going to find out that he indeed has. But he chose now to actually come out and say something about it. And I think the biggest question that people have is, why now? Why not then when it first started to happen? Because I know, as a person who has a love-hate relationship with this platform, when something like this happens, I immediately have to say something. I'll give y'all a little story. Many of y'all don't know this, but about 2 months ago, I got a strike on my channel from a video that I did last year. And the name of the video was called The Great Replacement. Now, it had nothing to do with this whole Great Replacement theory that these right-leaning dub S's were pining on. It had to do with the black farmers being replaced by white South Africans. Some of y'all probably remember that video, but that was the name of the video. This is before that whole Great Replacement thing was really taking hold into the news. But they gave me a strike because of the video, because they said it violated like hate speech or something like that. I don't know what it was, but it was a warning strike. So I sent in an appeal. They heard back from them, and it was real quick, and they denied it. I went onto Twitter, reached out to Team YouTube and said, look, y'all need to look into this. Like, the appeal came back rejected, so on and so forth. 2 days later, they replied back to me and said they made a mistake and an error, and they removed the warning strike and reinstated the video. I tell you, like I said, YouTube will get you on a lot of things. That's why when it comes to talking about certain topics, I have to be very careful how I even title my videos. But I just wanted to put that out there. And also just keep in mind what I just said as well, because he's going to start going into that as well.
This is the situation. August 18th, I uploaded The Mortuary Assistant. A lot of you would know it got age restricted because the following video I did, I let you guys know it got age restricted. YouTube didn't tell me why. I saw that all these other YouTubers were playing The Mortuary Assistant and only my video seemed to be age.
Now, keep in mind, all the people that he scrolled through on here are, notice a common theme, are PC. As far as we know, he is the only black individual who is playing this game from those who he scrolled through. That should have been a red flag for him right there.
Age restricted, and I looked for like an hour, 2 hours. I was scrolling all different types of people's video. No one else's was age restricted. So I appealed the restriction. Hey guys, I'm not sure why mine got age restricted. Could you look into this? Appeal rejected. They doubled down. The policy team said, no, Corey, your video is restricted for good reason. We're not going to tell you why.
And that's another thing. Like when they give you these strikes and you try to appeal and they don't give you like a solid reason. Like I said, when it comes to YouTube, the communication factor is so broken over there. Like there's no one you can call. You can't really email anybody. I don't even know why they say help send email options, because that doesn't work. I know, because I've tried plenty of times. So that's why if you have a Twitter account, your best bet if dealing with something like this, unless you have a YouTube rep, which he's going to talk about, is to reach out to them and see what happens. Luckily for me, it worked in my favor.
But it's restricted. That's our final decision. I said, okay. I get with my YouTube rep. I send him an email. Hey, could you look at this? This is some weird stuff going on. Only my video got age restricted. My YouTube rep, who isn't on the policy team, he looked at my video and he said, hey, it could possibly be this part at the end where the woman was battling some depression. And I'm just going to leave it there, lest this video also get age restricted just because I'm talking about it. So I looked at that part. The first thing I did was try to find other YouTubers who had that part, or at least a part similar. Now, Markiplier, I don't know if you'll ever see this, but I just want you to know I have a lot of respect for you, and I didn't mean to drag you into the middle of this.
Okay, for those of you who don't know who Markiplier is, he is a very popular YouTuber as well, who does gaming as well. And he has, last time I looked, over 30 million subscribers. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people when you think about it, to watch one person just play games. And he has like a very interesting rapport with YouTube. Now, he's more raunchy, I would say, when it comes to the videos that he does, as far as the commentaries he gives when he's playing the games. Now, Corey is very, I guess you can say, squeaky clean, because for those who watch him, or who are familiar with him, he doesn't curse. He doesn't cuss in any of his videos. And if he does, he will edit out, or he will mute or blur out the curse word. Markiplier, on the other hand, does not. So they can't really say that they're getting Corey on that, because he doesn't cuss in his videos, and you can look through all of them and tell that he does not do that. But that Markiplier guy definitely does. So we can take that one little piece out of the equation. Johnny Ali, yes, this is a lie. I'm alive. I said a lie. This is a lie. This is not a premiere video. You are watching me right now in real time. Beautiful Parach said that man swears like a sailor. I heard that he be going in. I don't watch him. I've seen him before, but I don't watch him. But I heard he be, yeah, they said he got a mouth like a sailor. Charles Gibson says we have to be squeaky clean and still get demonetized. Go figure.
Your channel just happens to be a great reference point because A, you're a really big YouTuber, and B, you're not black. So I can look at your channel, and then I can look at my channel or look at anyone else's channel and make sure that the things and the games that you play, that they're enforcing the rules equally to everybody. So I go to Markiplier's.
Jennifer Way said we do need our own stuff and stop inviting others to this cookout. Let's treat our platform like they do the CMA Awards. That's the crazy thing that you mentioned that, Jennifer, because we have our own platforms. We have like our own like stuff like this. It doesn't get promoted. The one thing you got to understand is that YouTube is a conglomerate. It's almost like YouTube, well, is owned by Google, but we'll use YouTube in this aspect. Is like the Disney of video sharing platforms. As we all know, Disney is a huge corporation that has a lot of entities under its umbrella. I always say the mouse's pockets are run really deep. But YouTube is a very, 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 very big platform. If anyone was going to compete with YouTube, they would have had to jump on it years ago. But now, because YouTube has become so big, it's going to be very, very hard for even other white-owned companies to compete with it. The only one that can come close, and sometimes they don't even come close, is Twitch. Because Twitch has like a very narrow lane to it, and it's mostly gaming, and that's pretty much it. Not saying you don't do anything else on it, but when it comes to Twitch, that's mainly what it's geared towards. Whereas YouTube, it's a plethora of things.
Mortuary Assistant Part 3, and he had the same situation going on, and his video wasn't age restricted. So I send the video to my YouTube rep. I say, hey, Markiplier has this situation in his video, but his isn't age restricted. Could just
in a way right there, Corey did kind of dry snitch. I'm gonna just be honest, but he kind of did. I just have to lay that out right there.
Send that to the policy team and see what they say about that. He said, wow, Corey, that's some astute detective work. Let me send this to them and see what they say. What do you think happened after that? I'll give you a second. They came back and they removed my age restriction. They took it off after they already rejected my appeal.
So let me run it back just a little bit right here. Let me see if I can get it up on the screen. So as you can see right here, they took the age restriction off of the video and reinstated it. Basically, YouTube went into panic mode. They went into panic mode. And you'll see it's going to happen again. They went into panic mode one time right here. Nate Blast said, I thought that Corey was going to listen. The whole time I watched this video for the first time, I thought he was going to cuss too, especially right here, because this is where he really, really went off. I thought he was going to let it slip. But yeah, they reinstated the video and removed the age restriction. But let's continue.
Already rejected my appeal. I sent them the clip of Markiplier's video that has the same thing, and they removed it. Now, my YouTube rep, he was excited. He was, oh, great. This is awesome. Look, Corey, they took the age restriction off. I said, why? I expected them to triple down and give Markiplier an age restriction too. But they looked at Mark's video and they used that to verify my innocence. So I send my YouTube rep a lengthy.
Okay, so let's go through this email right quick. This is an email that he sent to his YouTube rep, I guess, the transfer to the policy people over at YouTube. So it says, this is actually pretty damning for them, and I am inclined to believe racism and or favoritism plays a part in this. So correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the situation. YouTube reversed the decision they doubled down on yesterday after being presented by the Markiplier clip. I'm actually more surprised they reversed it rather than tripled down and just age restricted him too. This actually speaks volumes more. All the momentum of the first video has been voided for nothing now. Before I drop an expose video, which I truly believe he had that thing up his sleeve before he even put this email out here, video tomorrow with the evidence that has been presented to me, I'm hoping for some clarity that might make sense in a way to dissuade me from getting ready to stir the pot further. Can you inquire why they changed their mind and who made the decision to reinforce the age restriction yesterday, as well as their reasoning for doing so. Also, why these incidents, all in quotations, always coincide with me trending number one, which he's going to speak about in a little bit, multiple days in a row. I felt treatment towards me from YouTube, especially when I've been number one trending multiple days in a row on multiple occasions, has been negative that my content is scrutinized heavier than a counterpart like Markiplier. This case proves exactly that actually. Why wasn't his video monitored the moment he released it to check if it violated self-harm guidelines? I've had a suspicion my content gets targeted / suppressed, and YouTube will make any attempt they can to kill channel momentum. In this case, more than anything that has happened so far proves that. While I would hope race have nothing to do with it, and see, that's still, for him, that's still that level of doubt there. I always say words matter. He said, while I would hope race would have nothing to do with it, don't even have that level of doubt there, because race definitely does play a part in this. I listen, as a person who has gone through this before, I can tell you that it definitely plays a part. He then goes on to say, how can it be proven at 100%? It does not. And then he says Corey at the end. Let me see what y'all talking about in the Blacklight said he's apologetically groveling. Explore said race has everything to do with it. Simply Sandra said race has everything to do with this. Jad Bass said he knows it does. Isn't that why he said someone that's not black? Exactly. If that was the case, if race didn't have anything to do with it, he would have used another black person to compare it to. But he used Markiplier is half Korean, half white. He used someone who was not black, I'll put it like that, to compare it to. So that tells you right there that race definitely played a part. But I'm telling you, he keeps leaving in this room this little area of doubt that it possibly cannot be that. And like I said, I think it's because, like he said, he feels like if it is, it will be hard for him to prove that it is. And he's going to talk about that in a little bit as well. Hey, what's up? Jody's Corner is in the building. He said we should be over 100K at this point. You and me and a whole bunch of other people. But let me go ahead and continue.
Email detailing my feelings about the entire situation, feeling like there was some favoritism at play. There was either that or some racism at play, and that I would like to sit down with the policy team and figure out why my video was flagged in the first place. Actually, number one, was it automated or was it a human that age restricted it in the first place? Number two, who was the human reviewer? Because it's a human reviewer once you submit an appeal. Who was the human reviewer that doubled down and rejected my appeal? Number three, why did it take Markiplier's clip in order for them to reverse the decision?
Okay, so let's kind of break down the three questions that he has. The first one, he says, was the initial restriction automated or human review? I'm telling you right now, when they do them appeals and they come back in like 10 minutes, that was most likely an AI that did that, because it is no way a human being can go through all these appeals in 10 minutes. It's no way. Do you know, I can guarantee that YouTube gets so many appeals a day because they send out so many strikes a day, whether it's a copyright or a community guideline strike a day. It's no way that a human being actually went through and sift through a person's video and came back and said, oh, it's been denied. It's no way. Now, in some cases, it might be, if it takes a little bit longer, then it most likely was a human being that did it. That's why I was using as an example for me when I had got the strike because of the title of a video. When they went back and looked at it again, that was definitely a human being that did it, because they came back and replied to me like 2 days later and the video was reinstated. Now, that was a human being. But if you do the appeal and it comes back so fast like that, where it's like, how can a human eyes and the human brain literally scope through a video. Mind you, this is a video of this is a gaming video right here. You know, those gaming videos are long videos. You're talking about no less than an hour long, at least. Unless these are videos that they recorded of themselves playing before they uploaded it. Now they're going live. They're going live for hours playing these games. And he probably was live. Maybe. The second one said, who was the human reviewer that rejected my opinion? Good luck. Good luck finding that one out. Good luck finding that one out. And the last one said, and why did it take Markiplier's clip to reverse the decision? I think we all know the answer to that question. I was actually watching another YouTuber. It was a white YouTuber, and he was talking about this situation on his channel today. And that person actually has a lot of subscribers too. I forgot his name. He had like I think he had over 10 million as well. And he was talking about this because his video on this topic actually had almost 3 million views in a day, like in less than a day. And he was talking about how he had an issue with one of his videos and YouTube compared it with Markiplier because he was talking about the same thing and he went through some of the same things and it was the same type of outcome. So it's almost like they're using Markiplier as a measuring stick or a metric when it comes to these type of things. So there, right there lies in your favoritism. If you wanted to scale it to just that, there lies in the favoritism part. Devin Saw said, was it pink? I don't know. If I describe him, it was a white guy. He had a baseball cap on. It was to the back and he had long dark hair and he had like a goatee, like a mustache and a goatee. If that's him, then you know that might be who I'm talking about. I didn't pay attention to the name. And also for those of you who are unaware, Corey is from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I said that told me all I needed to know right there. When I heard that name, Ann Arbor, it took me back to when I was doing my Sundown series. Ann Arbor is racist as hell. I put it like that. That was probably one of the worst towns I talked about in my series, and I talked about a lot of them. Export City, that's him. Okay, then that's who I was talking about. Like I said, I didn't pay attention to the name. It just came up because I was watching different people talk about this topic. But let's continue.
My YouTube rep gets back with me. He wants to hop on a call. We get on the phone for about 10-15 minutes, and I tell him, I've been feeling like this for a long time. I've been feeling like every single time that I come back to YouTube, I'm #1 trending for a few days, and then they find some arbitrary issue. They nitpick and they try and find something that they can incriminate me for and try to push me down. You don't believe me? What happened the last time I came back and I was #1 trending for like a week? They copyright strike me for a video that was in 2019 or something like that. Why don't these issues ever crop up when I'm not uploading? I mean, I'm not on YouTube like 9 months out of the year. Nothing ever happens until I come back and I start uploading again and I'm getting my numbers. They're climbing. They're exploding.
Okay, so that's another thing I wanted to bring up. For those of you who are not familiar with Corey, he has been known to take these long breaks. He is known to take these long breaks. Man Rico said, was a YouTube rep. Are they new? A YouTube rep is given to somebody once they reach 100,000 subscribers, or at least they're supposed to be given to them, where they can actually be like the middle person whenever there's an issue going on with their channel. That way, the person who's the content creator doesn't have to do it on their own. Like for me, if something happens with my channel, I have to do the legwork in order to figure out what the hell is going on. Like when I told you about that strike I got before the title, I had to do the legwork to get the strike removed. But like I said, for those of you who are unaware, Corey is known to take these long breaks. I watched a video not too long ago where someone was breaking down all the breaks that he took in his YouTube career. Like this guy has probably taken over 10 breaks in his YouTube career. And they be long breaks. I'm talking about months long. I think his longest one was like 9 months, and then he'll come back and just like blow up and be better than ever. Like notice the one he was saying he was trending #1. These were after all these breaks that he would take, and that's very interesting because a lot of people will take breaks that long, and the algorithm will just leave him in the dust. But for some reason, he has enough charisma, and his audience loves him that much that when he comes back, he just blows up, and he ends up on that trending page all the time. But his audience is aware that he's known to take these breaks, so they're not surprised by it either. And he always announces that he's going to take a break, and his audience is like, okay, it's just Corey taking a break. Shout out to C. Wilson 2012 for the super chat. He said, imagine this dude goes full B1, 14 million subs. He does that, he gonna be losing, he gonna be dropping. Trust me, he gonna have the amazing Lucas effect. I don't have to really go into the amazing Lucas effect because I actually talked about that on another video. But yeah, he's known to take these long breaks.
#1 trending, and then they're like, hey, we need to stop him. We need to, like, this black man, he's getting too many views. He's getting too much exposure, too much.
Right there. Hold on. Let me see if I can run that part back. He just said it.
I come back and I start uploading again, and I'm getting my numbers. They're climbing. They're exploding. I'm #1 trending. And then they're like, hey, we need to stop him. We need to, like, this black man, he's getting too.
He just said it. Rob, I don't know if you caught it. I don't know if you caught it yesterday when you was doing your live stream about him. I don't know if you did. He said, we got to stop him. This black man. So right there, he just acknowledged, even though he didn't say it, he just acknowledged that a race played a factor in this. Because what people don't know is when you get strikes on your channel or when a video gets age restricted, it limits the views on content. That's why on YouTube, when you get ready to upload a video, it'll ask, is this content made for kids or not made for kids? If it's made for kids, they're going to age restrict it point blank. If it's not, then you'll be good unless YouTube age restricts it on their own. But when you get those strikes or those copyright strikes or anything like that, that puts a dent on your channel's growth. Jay Barrett said, I would like to see the comment section under that video. You mean the video that the one I'm reacting to right now? There, a lot of them in full support of him. Like a lot of them are, his audience agrees with what he's saying. There's not too many in there that's trolling and saying, you know, the usual thing. I'll just put it like that because I made sure to look at the comment section back when he first posted. It's crazy because when he first posted this video, this video had like 920,000+ views, and he had posted it like that was within an hour. Now this video has like over 5 million views, and he just posted it a couple days ago. And of course, it was like the #1 trending video. So the people over at YouTube definitely saw what he had to say.
Too many views. He's getting too much exposure, too much activity. Hold that thought. Let's get back to the current situation. So my YouTube rep assures me he's going to continue this dialogue with the policy team and try to get some answers to those 3 questions that I had. So another day, another 2 days go by, and what do you know? They re-age restricted the video. They re-age restricted the video. I say, no way did they do that. I go to Markiplier's video now, and now his video is age restricted.
All right. So YouTube hit the panic button again. The first time was removing the age restriction off of his video. Then they got heat, and then they hit the panic button again, and then put the age restriction back on the video, and then put the age restriction on Markiplier's video. And remember how I was telling you about titles? I didn't catch it at first, but let me run it back. This was the title of the video right here. The name of the video is called The Mortuary Assistant. That's the name of the game. But look at the title. It says Screaming Demons. This is why I always say that you have to be careful with how you title your stuff too, because this could have played a part as well. Take it from me, y'all, as a person who has had, I gave you my issue of why they gave me a strike for a title. I don't know how that happened, but it is what it is. The title plays a part as well. Now, his says Screaming Demons, and then he puts The Mortuary Assistant, and then he puts full game in parentheses. Then on Markiplier video, it just says The Mortuary Assistant Part 3. It doesn't say Screaming Demons. So that could also play a part. Now, granted, I'm not saying that is true, but it's a possibility. Let's continue.
Video is age restricted. They got caught with their pants down. They got called out, and then they had to go back and say, oh, whoa. Okay, we see the narrative that he's kind of pushing here. We need to take some steps back. We need to just age restrict them both and be done with it. You thought that I wasn't going to like talk about this, make a video about it? You realize how bad this looks for you, YouTube. You realize how unfair this comes across. I, in all my years, have never seen a video get age restricted, de-age restricted, and then age restricted again. Have any of you ever seen that happen?
Actually, I have, and I'm so glad that he asked that question because I have. It didn't happen to me, but it happened to somebody that all of us in this chat, for the most part, watch, and that would be Professor Black Truth. If y'all remember when that whole thing with Will Smith happened at the Oscars at Chris Rock, everybody was talking about it. Everybody was talking about it. And Professor Black Truth did a video about it. He put his video out about it, and the video got age restricted. It had got age, I think it got slapped with an age restriction months after he had did the video. And it was July, I believe. He sent an appeal to YouTube. YouTube replied back to him and removed the age restriction. 45 minutes later, they re-age restricted the video. So to answer Corey's question, yes, I have seen that happen before. Which means it can happen to anybody. Because Professor Black Truth only has like 99 point something thousand subscribers. Corey has 14.2 million subscribers. But he did make a good point, though. They literally got caught red-handed. They panicked. Like I said, they panicked. They hit that panic button and didn't know what to do. They said, okay, so we will just simply re-age restrict his video. But to hopefully satisfy him, we're going to age restrict Markiplier's video as well. Like, they was like, no, that's not what we had asked. But yeah, like he said, they got caught with their pants down. Let me continue.
Before they saw that I saw that there was some unfair stuff going on, so then they tried to appease me by de-age restricting the video. I say, wait, why are you doing that? Because I sent Markiplier's clip, and then they say, oh, okay, well, let's just age restrict them both. Why is my channel so much more heavily scrutinized than my peers? My peers, and when I say peers, I mean people around my level, around my view count.
I feel like right there he was asking a rhetorical question, like a question that didn't need a response, or it should have had an obvious response. Now, mind you, when he says his peers, most of his peers are PC. As far as the subscriber count, the content, most of them are PC. There is only 3 black, as far as I know. It could be more, but there's only 3 black YouTubers I can think of off the top of my head. And shout out to Jay the Informant for the super chat. He said PBT rep gonna call saying B1, this is he said B1, this is chat. You have to make me lose my train of thought with that one. That was funny. That was funny. But nah, there's only three black YouTubers I can think of that has over 10 million subscribers. That's KSI, CoryxKenshin, and Marcus Brownlee. Those are the only three black YouTubers that I can think of off the top of my head that have over 10 million subscribers. The only three. Now, like I said, it could be more, but those are the three that definitely come to mind. Now, KSI and Corey kind of do the same kind of content. Now, the thing is with KSI, he does like a collab content with these other guys, and then he has his own content. Corey does his own content with gaming. Marcus Brownlee does his own content, but his is more in tech. If you want to talk about a person who is extremely safe out of the three, Marcus Brownlee is definitely the safest because he does tech. He helps bring in a lot of the monopoly for YouTube as far as the tech goes. So out of all the three of them, if you had to ask me which of the three would not lose their channel, it would be him. Tippy W said, "Don't forget Poised." I'm not familiar with Poised. I'm not too familiar with that individual, but we can throw them in there as well. Never heard of them, but you know, I saw that name pop up twice, so I'll throw them in there as well. Tippy W. I said no. When Tippy W. When I said when he said peers, he's talking about. He said on his level. Jazzy Guns. I know who you're talking about. She doesn't have over 10 million subscribers. When he says in his peers, he's talking about people who are like right there, who can amass like maybe 1 million views a video. She doesn't get a million views of video. She does have a huge following because I know exactly who you're talking about. Lamonte loves that they messing with his money. Yeah. And I think that's also another thing that it comes down to, because you got to think this guy does over 1 million views a video and he can gain that million in like 2 hours. That's insane. Zaire said, "Do you know who Dom is?" Dom plays. No. Yo, some of the people y'all throwing out there, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not familiar with because I don't watch those gaming videos or gaming content creators. And honestly, I wouldn't have even known who Corey was if I didn't watch a reaction video where someone was reacting to him who I'm subscribed to a couple months back. And that's how when this popped up, I was like, oh, that guy. But let me go ahead and continue.
Just to keep it simple, why is my channel so much more thoroughly scrutinized? Especially so when I've been #1 trending multiple days in a row, which I've done multiple times. And every single time I start to get an uptick in traction, an uptick in activity, here comes YouTube coming through. Hey, let's get him for that video from 2019. Yeah, you see this, Corey? No, this is bad. It wasn't bad the 9 months that I was off the platform. It was only bad when I got back and I was #1 trending.
He made a very interesting point right there. He said that I didn't get any of these strikes when I was taking my breaks, but the minute that I come back and I start uploading again, then that's when and I start trending #1 again, like usual. Then that's when all the stuff starts to kind of happen all over again. I mean, if that's not suspect, I don't know what is. The one thing that Twitch has over YouTube, and I'm more looking at the comic that Everett Gordon put, is that if you post something on Twitch and it has something copyrighted in it, a lot of times they won't remove it. They'll just mute out the copyrighted stuff. And then when the copyrighted stuff is gone, they'll bring in back the sound. Like for instance, I had got a copyright claim, not a strike, a claim on a video that I did about the Sesame Place thing. And in order for me to, if I wanted to monetize the video, I had to mute out not the Sesame Place one. It was something else. I had to remove the part of the clip that was copyrighted, and they posted right there where it's copyrighted at, from this timestamp to that timestamp. And then they ended up, when I removed it, then I was able to monetize the video. But it was, and as a matter of fact, it was the video of the live stream when I was talking about the creepy old PC men that was trying to get the eggs from those black women. That's what it was.
This situation was only bad because I've been #1 trending since I got back. Every other YouTuber has uploaded the mortuary assistant. And now they're about to start putting in some age restrictions because I called them out on some unfair behavior. Now, I realize that when you call someone a racist, that's a very, very serious accusation. And for that matter, how do you expressly prove that someone is a racist?
Oh, trust and believe, Corey. It's very easy. It's not as hard as people think it is. It's very easy, but you have to know. This is why even though he was racist himself, always got to give credit where credit is due. And that's Lee Atwater. Y'all heard me talk about him all the time. Lee Atwater, as racist as he was, and he's now taking that eternal dirt nap and has been for almost 30 years, he pretty much let the cat out of the bag when it came to code speak and, how to recognize it and what to say. But if you are unaware of that, everything will go over your head. When you're used to seeing it or used to calling it out, it's not that hard. It's really not. Maybe someone needs to send Corey the Black Bible, from the Queen Mother herself, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. Send him the ISIS papers and have him read that. Or read some books from Dr. Neely Foley Jr. And he'll better understand how all of this works.
I mean, unless they're spamming the N-word in the chat, how do you really know? And admittedly, I cannot
Shout out to Derek Johnson for the super chat.
100% prove that race had everything to do with this.
Good point, Jay Barrett. He said he can prove it all he wants, but they'll still deny it. It matters that you know what it is as a black person. Exactly.
But I can tell you the people on that policy team, those shadow people that are anonymous and get to enact their will however they see fit. How can we be sure that they take a black person's video and a white person's video, and it can be the same exact video, and they restrict the black person's video, but not the white person's video? I feel I've been mistreated for a long time. I mean, even when we hit 10 million subscribers and I was supposed to get my diamond play button and there was no correspondence.
Now listen to that. He said that he felt like he'd been going through this for a long time. It's just that I wish that he would have called it out then, because he said when he hit 10 million subscribers, it took him a while to receive his diamond play button, which is another milestone when it comes to YouTube, because you get 3 plaques. It might be another one, but I know those 3 for certain. Like when you hit 100K, they give you like a small looking plaque like this big. Then when you hit 1 million, it's a bigger one in a frame. But then when you hit 10 million, you get the diamond one. I'll admit that diamond one does look really nice. But he said they were dragging their feet when he was supposed to receive it. So it looks to me like he was looking at how maybe other YouTubers, mainly white ones, were receiving theirs at a timely manner. But when it came to him, it was like a slow rollout. What did they run out? I'm being rhetorical here, y'all. And to those of you in the chat saying he's getting his wake-up call, yes, indeed, he is.
Situations always coincide with an uptick of growth. And it always just comes off like we can't let this black guy get too high up.
He said it again. He's mentioning, him being black. So he knows. It's like he knows race plays a factor in it, but he's mentioning it, but he's being safe with it at the same time. It's almost like he has one foot in the door and one foot out the door. He just needs to take that next step and just call it what it is, because he knows what it is. We know what it is. But it's almost like pulling teeth. But he has to be the one to say it. We can't pull it out of him because this is not our situation. I mean, if it was our situation, we already would call it what it is right down the middle, no matter what anybody says. It is what it is. Because as black people, we know we can spot it. And he knows, like I said, he knows that he keeps bringing up the fact that, him being black. He keeps bringing it up.
I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
I'm telling you, that's how it comes off. I don't see any other YouTuber that gets #1 trending many times, and then all of a sudden they're getting age restricted and they're getting copyright strikes and all of that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Point them out. I want to see them. I'll retract this entire video. I'll make a public apology to YouTube. I have no problem. My dad taught me, if you make a mistake, be a man and address it and apologize. I will do that, no problem. But to me, you know what it comes off? It comes off whenever CoryxKenshin starts doing some crazy numbers or getting on trending too much. We got to find something. We got to get him for something. He's got to have done something. I mean, I bleep out cuss words in video games.
He really does. Like I said earlier in this stream, he's very safe. Like, you won't find a hint of a cuss word in there. If he does cuss, he says when he goes back to edit the videos, because I'll give Corey this. He is one of the more hardworking YouTubers because he edits all of his content. He doesn't have an editor. He edits his own videos. So you got to think, a person who is playing video games for hours on end to go back and edit out parts where you cuss just to make it YouTube friendly. That's a lot of work, because that means you got to go through and rewatch the entire video. And I tell you, them gamers, they game for hours on end. You got to go back and watch that entire video and literally pick apart, which you don't want to be up there.
Like, I literally, this is the YouTuber that you want to have smoke with and have problems with. I believe there is some racism involved within the policy team, and
go with that.
And YouTube in general really doesn't care about black people like that.
They don't. Now see, towards the, it's crazy how we've been watching this. We are 10 minutes and 43 seconds into this video, and we are over 75% in, and it took him over 75% of this video to finally say, I don't think that the YouTube policy does not care about black people like that. He finally said it. Kevin, he said, look at his face. He knows it. He does know it. I think it's because, like, think about it. He has a certain audience. I think we can all agree to that. And we can pretty much guess what age range watches him, because I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat saying that their kids brought this to their attention or their kids watch him. So he has a very young audience of teenagers mainly. That's his core audience right there, is teenagers. Because when it comes to gaming channels, the teenagers, they're gonna eat it up. That's who they're gonna gravitate towards, the gamers. I looked at my analytics. My biggest audience are people in my age bracket and higher. I don't really have a teenage audience. my brackets as far as people who start to watch my videos, the youngest it'll go is probably the mid-20s. Then it gets higher as the ages get older. Like for the most part, my biggest age demographic are those who are in their 40s to mid 50s. That's my core group right there as far as my biggest audience. Then the next one down is my age bracket, which is like early 30s to early 40s.
They got their favorite creators. You know, log out of YouTube, log out and go to
Lamonte Love said, no, he has grown people watching him as well. I'm not saying he doesn't have grown people watching him, but I can tell that he has a very young audience because the gaming community, their audience are mainly teenagers or people who are in their early 20s. So I'm not saying that people around my age wouldn't watch him or don't watch him, but I can pretty much pinpoint and guess that most of the people that do watch him are very young. Like I put it this way, the people who watch him most likely would not watch me. And Jago the Rogue said Taurean is slick calling us old. Listen, I'm not calling y'all. Listen, I didn't say you was old. You said that. I didn't call you old. I'll put it this way. I have a rather mature audience. Does that sound better? I have a rather mature audience. I'll put it like that.
YouTube. You'll see the people on the front page every single day. You'll see the favorites. Count how many are black. Count how many are of people of color.
So he actually made a good point. He said, if you look at the front page of YouTube, look at who's put up there. Now, you can't really gauge it because when you're logged in, it's always going to put the people in the front that you always watch. So he just said, just log out of your account and just look at the page, and because that'll show you the actual people that they put up there when you're logged out. And he said, look at how many people are white and how many people are black. Honestly, like if you you can actually do that if you just log into a different browser where you're not signed into. And he's not lying. He is not lying. Yeah, I already knew people was gonna have some type of way when he said black people and then he put people of color in there as well. I already knew that part was coming. See, I have another person. Mama Zeke said, I never heard of him, but my son watches him. So again, I have like a lot, he has a very young audience. And the way that a lot of people who are older get exposed to him is because their kids tell them about him. Cat Yellow Ranger said, or go to YouTube in incognito mode. Exactly. Do that and you'll find out, or you'll see who is on that front page.
And what does YouTube try and do? They try and peddle YouTube black.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad that he leaned in on this one. I'm so glad that he is about to lean in on this YouTube black thing. I'm gonna be honest. I never was for this YouTube black thing because I saw the writing on the wall with this one. Like, for one, I know I would not be invited to any of these functions, considering the kind of commentary that I make. I would never be invited to this. I'm so glad he mentioned this. Now, this is the part of the video, for those of you who did not see, where he kind of like really goes in on the racial aspect of it.
They try
and the pandering that YouTube tends to do
and give us a spotlight. And do you know how condescending and patronizing that is? Oh yeah, let's give a spotlight to these black creators because we're all about diversity. All this communicates is black people aren't good enough on their own skill, on their own merits, on their own talent. So we got to give them a spotlight. We got to come down and raise them up so they can get some spotlight action. Well, how about...
And notice that when they talk about those black content creators, and this is no dig at them because everybody has a niche. Everyone has the thing that they talk about. It's a certain type of content that they will promote. They're not going to promote me. I don't expect them to. I have to be self-promoting. I have to promote myself. I know that they're not going to promote Black Light Revelations. They're not going to promote Tariq Nasheed. They're not going to promote TBA. They're not going to promote Professor Black Truth. They're not going to promote Nicole's View, True Royal Family, Lisa Cabrera, Harvey over at Your World. All the people that we know that we watch, we would not fit into that mold. I know this. Hell, I mean, I don't know if he's still in here, but he was in here earlier. Jody's Corner, and shout out to him. He talks about pop culture and movies and all types of stuff on his channel. They wouldn't even promote him because he's not safe. And shout out to Afro Elite for becoming a member, even though I thought he was already a member. Seiji Hito, I know they wouldn't promote him, and man, they did Seiji dirty. He got his whole channel demonetized again because, as y'all know, he had his original channel was about to hit 100K. What happened? Demonetized. He has a new channel that he built up right now that's at 14.6 thousand subscribers, and it got demonetized, the whole channel, for quote unquote reuse content. The 1LVZ is another person. Now you already know. The 1LVZ definitely is not safe. but we love him for it because he tells it like it is. Jennifer Way said, I was wondering where Kimberly Frazier was at. Yeah, her channel ended up getting hacked a little while back, but she ended up taking a little break or whatever. So, but I'm sure she's doing good though. Shout out to Jay the Informant. He said Pan African Strikes Back promotes Tariq Nasheed, all the hate videos he does on Tariq. He has another tonight. I have no clue who that is. I have no clue who that is. But shout out to you for the super chat. Yeah, Town Biz is another one. And Water Sniper. That's why whenever someone who has a smaller channel and they come across my way and I vibe with what they have, I try my best to go ahead and promote them. Also, Mad Black, Chris Crazy House is another one. You know, he had to start over because YouTube completely deleted his channel. And when I found out he made another one, I did my due diligence and put his channel into the community tab to let people know that he got a new channel and his subscribers went up. And I think what also helped too is because a lot of the people who follow me followed him. Jay Lava said, I never think about any YouTube event or anything. I know they ain't rocking with us. Exactly. And Jay Lava is another one who YouTube heavily shadow banned. This guy has like 33 or something around 1,000 subscribers, and it just stays there. This guy goes live like every day, and he can barely sometimes crack 10 live viewers. So I'm just giving y'all some examples of like the YouTube channels that are not safe, who are Black content creators. And we would not be caught at an event like that. I mean, I guess just like when Black History Month rolled around one time in February, they said they were going to highlight Black voices. And I looked at it, I was like, okay, if you say so, I ain't falling for it. Ironwood said, who was that I mentioned a lot of people. But yeah, I ain't falling for it.
How about you save all?
And that says a lot coming from him, considering he would be in that realm of being a quote unquote safe YouTuber. And he even called this out and said that it's a bunch of BS.
All that YouTube Black, all that fake patronage, all that fake pandering that you guys do, And when you have a black creator coming to you repeatedly saying, why am I being treated differently than other creators? And then you come back and, oh, we got to age restricted. And then, oh, no, he's on to us. Okay, we got to age restrict them both. Fake! It's fake. That's what it is.
He had a rage moment right there. He had a rage moment right there because it is fake. It is fake and very phony and is very pandering and all of the above and everywhere in between. But like people have said in the chat, and I will agree with you, he got his wake-up call. But I said the one thing that makes this interesting is because of his massive following. Like, I could have easily did a video the same way he did with the same amount of subscribers that I have right now, that I currently have right now, and I would have not received the same reception unless it caught on to the algorithm and it blew up and went viral. And shout out to Nikki the Guy for becoming a member. I definitely appreciate it. Because I have called out YouTube before in videos. And y'all know that. But like I said, I don't have the following he does. So it doesn't catch on. But because he does, and it ended up going #1 on the trending page, you can't tell me YouTube didn't see it.
Deeply sorry that this came off as a rant. You know, in the beginning, I wanted to keep my emotions out of it. I wanted to stay logical.
No need to apologize. This is what you felt. Like, you got out what you had to say in the beginning, and then in the end, you showed us, or you showed the audience viewing, how you really felt. I believe in the beginning, that's when he was being politically correct. But in the last couple of minutes to now, that's what he really wanted to say. He probably just didn't want to rant the entire video. I wouldn't mind if you ranted the whole video because it is what it is. But in the beginning, you were being very PC, and I'm not talking about my terminology PC. I'm talking about the original meaning, which is politically correct. But you felt it, which lets us know, and you answered your own question when you asked, is this favoritism or is this racism? I think in the beginning, you answered the favoritism part, but in the end, you answered the is this racism part. So really, you killed two birds with one stone in this video, and I believe your point has been more than proven.
Logical, stay on the things that I could prove. I gave you the facts, but it also turned into me venting the emotions that I've had built up around YouTube. Ironic that I have.
So he said built up, which lets us know he's been wanting to say this for a long time. That's why I said earlier, this is not his first ride at the rodeo dealing with YouTube. It's not his first one, but this was the boiling point. This was the powder keg. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. Although I believe that the straw broke a long time ago.
I have to upload this on YouTube, but where else am I going to upload it? You know, I worked hard. I built this community from the ground. It's taken me over a decade to do. And I would have just hoped that the playing field was fair and that, hey, if I did something bad, then everybody else who also did that thing should get punished too. Is that unreasonable?
And this is where I feel like I have to, it's almost like I have to step in and be like the older brother right quick. To really like level this out. If I was sitting in front of Corey right now, when he said what he just said, I would have to break down the system that we live under. Because that's why I asked at the beginning, how old do y'all think he is? Because he looks younger than 29. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I was to see him on the street, I would think that he just like got into his early 20s. That's probably where I would have put him at. So when I saw he was 29, I was like, wow. But another reason I asked is because at the age of 29, it appears to me that he doesn't know the system that we live under. That dub S system. And that's really a shame, because he's a part of a community when it comes to gaming where he is the minority. He is an extreme minority because it is more PC people in the gaming community than it is black, and that's just the facts. That's just the facts. They're going to get special preferential treatment over you. They have an aesthetic that they want to promote, and you do not fit the aesthetic. It doesn't matter how safe you are. It doesn't matter that you don't cuss in your videos or even edit them out. That does not matter. You have a look that YouTube does not want to promote like that. They probably hate that they have a trending system knowing that you will trend number one every single time you upload a new video. So they have to slow him down in order for that to not happen. But it just doesn't happen because his followers won't allow it to stop. It's amazing he even got this far. But they do not want CoryxKenshin, to be the face of any of that. It's because you're black. Point blank, period. That's really all it boils down to. At least he kind of admitted it towards the end. That's probably, but at the end of the day, it's because you're black. And Kevin, he said black and popular. You have a lot of traction. You have a lot of people who watch you every single day. Like I said, I'm glad that he actually spoke out about this, because he could have easily brushed this off like he has in the past. That's why I said I wish that he spoke about this when he started to first really notice something. I mean, better late than never, I guess. But at the end of the day, this is also not your platform. And you just found that out. It is not your platform. You run your channel the way it is, but YouTube is, you don't run YouTube. If they want to cut the lights off on you, they most definitely will. And they will do it unapologetically. No matter how many followers you have, no matter how much money you've made on the platform, how much money you've made for the platform. Because at the end of the day, you may have 14.2 million subscribers, but YouTube has billions of dollars. And they rake that in every year via Google. Losing you and your channel won't even put a dent into their net worth. And that's just the facts. And this is coming from someone who had a channel that got up to 15,000 subscribers, and the channel ended up getting deleted because of the title of a video. Again, going back to the title of a video, they hit me with a strike. I already had a strike ongoing, so that was my second one. Couldn't upload for 2 weeks. Went to sleep, woke up. My channel was gone because they went back and put a strike on a video that I did months ago that wasn't there before. But to get me up out of there, they did it. They said, "Oh, we see he got a second strike. We got to get him out of there." Gone. Did a live stream at 6 a.m. the next morning. Created a new channel. Got over 1,000 subscribers in a day from that. What ended up happening? That channel was gone. With nothing on it. Gone. Created this channel in November of 2017. Uploaded one video. Strike. I had to make this channel private in order to protect it, and created a whole new backup channel they didn't mess with it at first. Then when the strike system was gone on this channel, it was clear. That's when I brought this one back out to the forefront. I had to make this channel private to protect it from being deleted. Yes, if y'all are watching the Taurean Rain Reloaded channel right now, this channel was almost gone within a month of it being created with one goddamn video. That's how bad they wanted me gone. And mind you, the video I got a strike on was talking about an older black couple that was dealing with some BS, not going against any of their systems. That video got a strike literally about 5 minutes after it was uploaded. So if anybody wants to know what that YouTube journey is like when you're a black content creator, you can use me as a litmus test. You can use me as the foundation. And for many of you, this is your first time actually hearing this. And guess what ended up happening to the backup channel that I had outside of this one? When I went back to look at it to see how I was doing, do you know that that channel got deleted while it was on private? I went to look at the email and they said, oh, this email doesn't exist. Then when I tried to go for the channel, it said, oh, this channel was terminated. The channel was terminated while it was private. So trust me, I know what this YouTube thing is like. As a black content creator on here, I know what that's like. Because I've experienced it on a multitude of occasions. Sometimes whenever I wake up in the morning, to go to do whatever I have to do, like get ready to go to the gym or whatever it is, I check my email just to be sure that YouTube does not send me an email saying, oh, you got a guideline strike, or your video's been age restricted, or your video's been removed. I do that every day. I'm gonna probably do it after this stream just to be sure that everything is good. And if they do remove your channel and your channel was monetized, guess what happens to the money you were supposed to make that month? It doesn't come to you. Plot twist. Spoiler alert. So say that I was making $5,000 in AdSense revenue and they pay out on the 21st of every month, unless it's on a week, unless it's the weekend or a holiday. And that day is the 20th and it's a Sunday, and the 21st is a Monday. If my channel was to go away on that Sunday, I'm not getting that $5,000 tomorrow. That money goes right back to the advertisers. It's gone. All that hard work, gone. I've even heard of people getting their channels terminated and they don't even get warnings. They don't even get strikes. They just up and it's gone. And then when you try to reach out, they send you a bunch of crap. Like how he was saying in the video, and it's very vague. I'm just giving y'all the real. When people ask me, Taurean, what do I have to do to create a YouTube channel? What do I have to do? One of the things I always tell people is one thing is pick something to talk about and just remain consistent on it. I don't really go much deeper than that. But like I said, this is like I'm guessing me doing or talking about this right here, I didn't expect to go into this whole diatribe right now. I didn't expect to do that. But it just happened. So I'm saying to you, if this can happen to an individual like CoryxKenshin, who does gaming videos, doesn't cuss in his videos, has 14.2 million subscribers, what makes you think that it won't happen to you? This shows right here, it can happen to anybody. No one is safe. No one is safe. If they want to get you gone, they will find a way. You even had people that was kind of weary of wanting to do reaction videos to this video because of the title of his video and what he was calling out of fear that YouTube might strike their video. But let me go ahead and knock out the rest of this. I just had to get that off my chest.
I have no problem being punished. I have no problem if I break a rule that I get punished for it and I learn. But when you start like when it's targeted, when you're doing things only because I'm like getting bigger, or I don't know how it always seems to coincide with that situation, but that's just what it is. Now, if my YouTube channel gets shadow banned or they like, they start like not sending my videos out to my subscribers, or a couple months from now, y'all just stop seeing my videos. We know why.
That's another thing I've dealt with is that shadow ban thing. They love to say it doesn't exist, but let's be real here. Let's be completely honest with ourselves. I think I get shadow banned every quarter. I say that faithfully. I said, I think I get shadow banned every quarter. And it takes a certain type of a video for me to do in order for me to break it. Like, for instance, I think I got hit with a shadow ban in July or something like that. It took me having to do a video about what was going on with Beyonce and all of that scandal and controversy around her new album to break through that, because that video got like 16,000 views in like less than a week. That's how I knew I broke through it. And then the other videos that came after it, they were doing numbers. Look at how many people has been watching this live stream right now. Reason why is because this is a big topic right now. It's a big topic. Trending topics thrive on YouTube.
We know why. I mean, those shadows behind the scenes, they control it all. They control all of it. If they don't want my channel, they could terminate it right now. They could.
However, I'm glad he said that too, because guess what? He said if they shadow ban me and I don't, see, and people don't see my videos, this is why. I'm glad he said that, because he's covering himself. That means that if YouTube does do it, they look real guilty. So with that being said, they probably won't do it. They probably like, damn, he said it. Now we can't do it. Don't go the extra mile and completely terminate the channel, because then that'll be doing way too much. So I'm glad that he actually said that, because he's covering himself. Think about it. He's a very big YouTuber. His videos do numbers all the time. This video went onto the trending page #1 as usual. Him saying this covers himself. That way, if they do mess with it, it all comes back to this video right here, and it makes YouTube look even worse.
Hide my videos. They could shadow ban me, not send my videos out to anybody. That's why I thought long and hard before I recorded this. But as one of the biggest Black creators on the platform, I want you to hear it from my mouth that there is some shady business going on behind us.
And that's pretty much the end of the video, y'all. All right, so let me bring myself back in. So what did y'all think of that? And shout out to Robert I'm sorry, I don't want to say your full name, but shout out to you know who you are. Oh yeah, Santee Walden for sending me the Cash App. I don't know why I didn't get the notification. Afro Elite said they won't have the benefit of the doubt if they do. Simply Saunders, this next thing you know, black content creators will be getting RICO charges. Jay Bear said, great breakdown. I appreciate it. Quad Man said they banned PC folk. Them banned PC folk are still going to do their thing on Rumble and Odyssey. I hope we start building our weight up on them too. Regina said, I feel for them. DSA1 says togetherness. Sherelle said, I'm not surprised. These bastards are extremely hypersensitive to black content creators. Yeah, it's a very interesting situation. I will say that. That's why I said I will give Corey this if I can't give him anything else. I'm glad that he actually said something. I wish he would have said something a whole lot sooner, especially with the following that he has. One thing that Rob at Blacklight Revelation said was he wishes that he would mention or maybe even collab with more black content creators, because I said this with the following he has. Let's just hypothetically say Corey saw my video and he vibed with what I said, you know, about what he was saying and how I critiqued him and everything like that, that he liked what I said and he invited me onto his platform. Just me having a conversation with him would shoot my subscribers into another stratosphere. Or even just a mention from him would shoot my subscribers into all the way like to another level. And that's why I was going back to saying that's why I always try to share other black content creators links or their pages, or whenever I do a collab with them, so my audience can get familiar with who they are, just in case they don't know who they are. But yeah, Maya B said I would love to see YouTube's response. YouTube probably won't give a response. I'm gonna just be quite honest. They probably aren't going to give a response. And if they do, it's probably going to be some off-brand PC politically correct type of response. But as far as like if he was to collab with like other black content creators, and it doesn't even have to be us, like even if he collabs with other creators, like black content creators that do the same thing he does, it is what it is. But it also has to be genuine and it can't look forced either, because we can detect that too. For sure. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I don't want to drag this out. I pretty much got every point that I wanted to get out there. Shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to if anyone new to the channel came through, welcome. Shout out to Afro Elite and Nikki for joining the membership. Janesta as well, because I saw hers earlier. Shout out, oh, got a super chat coming through. Great filibuster. Shout out to you. He said zero reason to think that any corporation is running operations on the up and up when it comes to black people. Facts. But I do appreciate everybody coming in and coming through. I will be uploading, of course, one video tomorrow. I have a video lined up at 10 a.m. And I'm gonna say this now. I will be coming back on here tomorrow to do another live. Yes, another live at 6 p.m. because I'm going to be addressing another individual, sort of like the Corey situation, but this person was over on Twitch. Some of you may be familiar with him. His name is Gideon. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He did a video recently, like 2 days ago, exposing Twitch. I'm gonna just leave it right there. Some of y'all are probably gonna go and look for that video. It's up on his channel, and y'all can go and find it and look at it. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna come back on here tomorrow, and we're gonna break that down as well. So y'all have a good evening, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.